Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jazz and today I have a book tag for you. I love a book tag, I'm really excited. If my voice is a bit croaky, it's not because I'm ill, it's because I woke up about half an hour ago. I also don't have long because I'm actually going to see my uni friends today and I'm really excited and we're going to do an escape room and have a great time. So I've got to just get going with this. So the book tag is called the Don't Judge a Book tag, and I was tagged by the lovely Cerys who actually created the tag. So definitely go and check her out. She's browsing for books on YouTube. She's a delight. Yeah, and she tagged me to do this tag and I'm really excited. It's all about judging books by their covers, expectations and like assumptions about books and thinking you're gonna like them and not liking them, or thinking you're gonna hate them and loving them and that kind of thing. And I'm really excited, I can't wait. I've got the questions here and then I've got my big pile of books down there. I think we should just get into it. Question number one is a book whose story does not match the cover. So for this one, I have gone with 13 Little Blue Envelopes by Maureen Johnson. Firstly, I was having a time because this cover fitted into so many categories of I hate this cover so much. This might be the worst cover out there. Why is this the book cover? Look at it. Look at it. Has this been redone? Hopefully, Jazz put a thing on the screen if it has, because it fucking better have. This is horrendous. It's literally... what even was the question? A book whose story does not match the cover, yeah. This was also gonna make an appearance in a book whose cover I hated. But it definitely doesn't match the story. 13, I haven't read this book in I genuinely want to say 10 years. This book is about a girl and she receives 13 little blue envelopes from her aunt and it sends her all around Europe from what I remember. Can you imagine how nice of a cover this could have? And instead we have this. We are not blessed. I can't look at this anymore. I'm putting it down. Question number 2. Okay, so number 2 is a book you love but you hate the cover. Again, with 13 little blue envelopes. But I did pick a different one. You'll see a similar vibe. It's like, stop making these covers. Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. Why? What? I think this was peak time when they were just putting people on the covers, and obviously now illustrations is so much more supreme. It's just that is literally the word. It's a real, for me, it's a real classic rom-com YA. However, every time I tell my friends to read it, or if I'm oh, you might want to read this one, it's ignore the cover though. Don't judge the book on the cover for this one. But it's literally the worst. It's just with the her and the hands, and it's just it's the worst. I don't think you should have to look at it anymore. Okay, so question number 3 is a book that you hate but you love the cover. This one took me a little while, but I found one. I didn't hate this book. I didn't love this book. I gave this book 3 stars. I loved half of this book and I hated the other half. So I think it counts for this one. And that is Release by Patrick Ness. This cover is stunning. Those autumnal vibes and the ooh, and the this is a solid cover. I love this cover a lot. However, I did not like the book. Half of the book is contemporary and half of the book is there's a ghost, but it's kind of unclear how the two stories link. And I thought there would be a link at the end. There wasn't. Don't know, didn't like it. Loved the contemporary part though. And love this cover. Oh, so pretty. Question number 4. A book you initially thought you would dislike but ended up loving. So for this one, this was really hard because I don't really read books I think I'm gonna not like. But I've picked. I didn't think I'd dislike this book. It's just the genre that it's in that made me think I might not enjoy it. And that is 1984 by George Orwell. If you know me, you know I don't get overly on with classics, but I love a dystopian. So I read this in like 2010, so quite a while ago, but I absolutely loved it. I think it was like peak Hunger Games for me, you know, and I was like, oh, well, there's a classic that's kind of like, that's like the original dystopian, I'll give it a go. Except I'm not very good at classics. I went into it hoping that I'd like it, but there was like kind of quite a high chance I was going to be like, I didn't understand it. But I loved this book. I really want to reread it actually because it's been a really long time. I remember specifically at the end, there was like lots of information about like the language in the book, and that like, that hit me, that hit the right spot. I loved this book. I think it's one of my favourite classics. I think I would go as far to say it is my favourite classic. That's because I don't read many classics. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Question number 5. So question number 5 is a book you initially thought you would love, but you ended up hating. This one, I had a plethora of options, which is very sad, but I've picked one, and that is Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. I was so upset with this book. Like, I was psyched to read it. I was so excited to see that Becky Albertalli was coming out with another book in the Simon verse. It was about Leah, and Leah is bi, and I was like, here for that. Do you know what I'm not here for? The realities of this book. Oh, it's so annoying. If you saw a while ago, it was my holiday reads wrap up. I went into quite an event, which you can view up there if you like. This book just disappointed me so much. Specifically, I also actually wrote a ridiculously long blog post about why, which I'll link below. There was a few sections in this book that completely ruined it for me. Like, I didn't hate the book, but the sections in the book ruined it entirely for me. So Leah is confidently bi, and there's another girl in the book who is kind of questioning her identity, and at one point she comes out to Leah and she says, I'm low-key bi, and Leah's like, I'll put like a caption on the screen because I can't remember what the exact quote is. But she's like, that's not a thing, like low-key bi isn't a thing. Oh my god, just admit it to yourself, you're bisexual. And it's like, oh my god, why? That's not okay. And this conversation goes on for a little bit, and then it is never addressed again in the book, and that is my main problem. If that conversation had happened and it was like a problematic situation, but then it was readdressed, okay, a learning curve, isn't it? The character is going through a learning curve. But it didn't happen. Never was it mentioned again, which shows that Becky Albertalli, as the author, did not think it through, and like, it's kind of so clear that it was like written by someone that isn't bi. Do you know what I mean? Or like written by someone that's not queer. I mean, it really touched like quite a nerve for me, because as I was reading it, I was really questioning my sexuality as well, and at that point, I didn't feel comfortable using bisexual. At the time, I was like, I kind of did consider myself low-key bi, and this literally felt like a slap in the face. I'll stop, I could go on forever. If you'd like a video of me discussing this book in its entirety, let me know, because I could go on. On to the next book, hopefully a happier book. I want to clarify, I don't want to be like, this is a horrible book, don't read it. It might ring really true for you in so many ways, so definitely don't just discount it because I've said that. I'm very conscious of things like that, but be wary if that is the kind of thing that might upset you. Yeah. Question number 6 is a plot twist or reveal you didn't see coming. For that, I have gone with Reign of the Fallen by Sarah Glenn Marsh. I also spoke about this in my holiday reads wrap-up video, actually. Well, firstly, I don't read a lot of fantasy, so this was like quite a different one for me, just as like a disclaimer. But there is a plot twist in this book in relation to the romance, and I won't say any more, but if you do want to know what I'm talking about, go and watch that video, because I did like a spoiler section where I just like flipped all of my thoughts because I was angry. Basically, why did they do this? Like, it was going in such a direction, and then they just completely were just like, U-turn, hope you care about this now. I don't care about that now. Why are you expecting that I care about that now? I only care about that. I don't care about this. This is like really vague if you've never read this book. But if you've read this book and you can kind of understand what I'm talking about in relation to the romance, please let me know if that was a surprise to you as well, because I was literally just like, why? This is so weird. Why would I care? Why don't understand? Oh my god. I was so excited and I thought the romance was going to be so cute. It's a FF romance, which really sold it for me, to be honest. And it ended up being super disappointing. So, can we just get really good queer books, please? Or just like more queer books so that we all like something, you know? Ugh. On to the next question. Question number 7. Question number 7 is an author you had low expectations for, but you loved this book of theirs. For this one, I didn't necessarily have low expectations, but I definitely didn't have like really high expectations. It wasn't one that I'd like seen loads and loads and loads of people talking about and it was like monumental and groundbreaking. I thought it was going to be trash, but in a great way. And it kind of is that, but it like sunk itself into my heart in a way I didn't expect. And that is This Is What Happy Looks Like by Jennifer E. Smith. Firstly, again, horrible cover. Also, the shiny covers, I just can't deal. I hate them. It makes me, I'm like, ugh. And then they get all sticky when it's hot and like, I don't like it. Like, this is literally the worst. Why would they do this? Oh my god. So I kind of found out about Jennifer E. Smith by John Green. Again, over 10 years ago. He had recommended The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight, which I actually don't like. But it brought me onto her, and this book and The Geography of You and Me are like two of my faves of hers. This is fully kind of trash, but like in the best way, and I love it. It's about a girl, is she called Ellie? Yeah, she's called Ellie, and this like really famous superstar actor? Yes. Like arrives in her town and they're like gonna film a big film like in her town, and she just like works at the ice cream shop or something. I think she actually does work at the ice cream shop. And then they obviously meet and fall in love. That's not a spoiler because it's so fucking obvious. I just love it. I love a like famous person, not famous person, whoop, trope. I love it. It sinks somewhere really, really deep into my heart, and it just like, I remember just absolutely falling for this book in a way that I really, really did not expect going into it. I thought I was going to be like, this will be sweet, and it's just like weirdly stuck with me. Like I probably would have got rid of this book, but it's still here, you know? That's telling. I read this a really long time ago and it remains on my shelf. Question number 8. So number 8 is a trope I thought I hated, but this book proved me wrong. I found this book quite hard as well because I don't know what tropes I hate. I feel like a lot of people have their like, I hate that solidly down, and I kind of just don't. I don't know. I like a lot of things. I don't know. But I have picked one. This may come as a surprise, but it is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. I've picked both of them up because, yep. For those who don't know, but you probably do, it is a graphic novel. Why am I doing it like this? And it's Butte. The reason I've picked it for this question is because, wait, what is the question? A trope I thought I hated. I'm going to put this one down. There's like too many books going on. I picked it because it's clearly just a romance. Like, it's clearly, we know what's going to happen. We know they're going to fall in love. This is pretty obvious. Like, and usually I kind of hate it when it's just obvious. Although saying that, this book is pretty fucking obvious. And I don't know, it's not a solid answer. Usually I need like another element of the book to enjoy a romance, if that makes sense. I don't want it to just be the forefront of the story. And that's what I expected going into this book. And it kind of isn't the forefront of the story, but it also is. Like, it's obviously about their life and school, and like their friends feature heavily, and that's really nice. So actually it's not completely the forefront, but it is still definitely like the main element of the books / webcomic. And so that's why I picked this one, because I absolutely... Is this normal? I don't know. I just craved all my books. Let me just put it with number 2. I don't have number 3 yet because I'm on a book buying ban and it's making me really sad that I don't have it. I don't want to talk about it. I love these books so much. I think that's all there is to say. Question number 9 is a book I loved from a genre I don't typically enjoy. And for that one, I had to pick a fantasy because that is a genre I don't typically enjoy. or I just don't typically read because there's like too much always going on, and like contemporary holds my heart, you know? I have gone with Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, and oh boy, I co-read this with Sophie from the Little Contemporary Corner, my babe, because we both don't read a lot of fantasy, and so we figured we'd read it together. It was so good. Like, I kind of knew it was going to be so good because so many people had like hyped it up, but I worried, one, hyped books, I'm always like, oh no, am I going to hate it, and then what's going to happen? But also because it's fantasy, I'm like, is this like a really like high fantasy situation and people that love fantasy love it? Am I going to be able to enjoy it having not read a lot of fantasy? And the answer is yes, I did really enjoy it. I feel like everyone knows what this book is about, but magic is gone and then magic has the potential to come back. It speaks heavily on racism at the same time, and just, it was really good. My friend has actually lent me the second one, Children of Virtue and Vengeance, I believe that's called. So yeah, I'm hoping to get to that one really soon because, oh, so good. I might have to read like a summary of what happened in this book because it was a while ago. I can kind of remember it, but you know, again, because it's fantasy, like the world is a little hazy for me. But yeah, anyway. Oh man, go and read this book. Yes, would recommend. Yes. You've probably already read it, haven't you? It's like fine. Oh my god, are we on the last question? Question number 10. We are on the last question. So question number 10 is a book from your TBR that you think might surprise you. This one, I mean, I could have picked anything because there's so many books on my TBR. But I've picked one that I bought specifically because I saw the cover on Instagram and it drawed me in. Like, that was where I first noticed it. So I figured it was like quite fitting for this video because the whole reason I bought it was because of the cover. That is The Year After You by Nina de Pass. Firstly, oh my actual god, look at this cover. It is stunning. It's like a beautiful sunset and it goes all round. It's like set in the mountains. And I think this one might surprise me because I don't really know a lot about it. As I just said, like, I literally bought it for the cover because it's just so pretty and it's like, oh my god, it's like embossed and it's a great time. I just don't really know what it's about. I know that it's set in the mountains. That is literally all I know. So it could take me any way, whether it surprises me and it turns out to be rubbish, or hopefully it surprises me because it's like a really good read. I'm hoping it's that one. Is this published by Black and White Publishing? Oh, Ink Road. Yeah, Black and White Publishing, Ink Road. Yeah, I remember seeing it in one of their newsletters and I was like, oh my god, that cover's so nice. You shouldn't judge a book by your cover, but also sometimes it's really helpful and it actually lets you pick some really good books that you wouldn't have picked up if it didn't have a stunning cover. So be critical and don't just pick up books you'll always pick up. But also, covers can be helpful in that sense. It's a very interesting conversation, isn't it? Yes. And that is the tag. Oh my god, that went really quickly. Oh, I want to do more. I love a tag. What would you pick for any of these questions, or have you read any of these books? Do you agree with me? Especially about Leah and Reign of the Fallen, like, please let me know because I'm always very intrigued about that. Yeah, let me know. And thank you so much again to Cerys for tagging me. This was really fun and you're so creative with your tags. So, just the best. Go and check her out. That is it, I think. I should probably go. I need to go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did and let me know if you'd like to see more tag type videos from me. Be sure to like this video and comment below and subscribe if you'd like to see more. It would mean a lot. I'm really enjoying making these videos at the moment and I'm really enjoying engaging more with the community. So yes. Okay, that is it. Thank you very much. I will see you in a new video. Bye. That was really weird.